Thank you, Brother Ed. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Love and Understanding. Our Sunday gathering, our circle of love. As always, I invite you to turn within, and let's begin with a prayer. Let's know that what a prayer really is our conscious awareness of who and what we are, and our awareness of our connection to everything and everyone around us. It's not begging and beseeching some entity outside of ourselves to do something it's not already doing. It's knowing that everything, everything is working together for the good. And that we are so intimately connected, whatever we think, say, and do, not just affects our life, but affects the life of people we may never even know. So let's be conscious, let's be awake, let's allow this to be a prayer of awareness. I am what thou art what I am. We are one. And it's from that oneness that we treat each other from the highest level as brothers and sisters. Thank you for it. And so it is. Amen. Brother Ed, you want to open us up?
As I share my open heart, my love I come to know. As I come to know my love, I allow my love to grow. As I allow my love to grow, the healing is revealed. As I learn to heal myself, so the world is real. As I learn to heal myself, so the world is healed.
Thank you, Ed. Today's reading is quote is from a woman, Simone de Beauvoir. She was a existentialist from the 20th century. She was born in 1908. I tore myself away from the safe comfort of certainties through my love for the truth, and truth rewarded me. She's a very interesting lady. Um, Not a lot of people know about her. It's very interesting that they don't because she was the life partner of Jean-Paul Sartre. And he's well renowned as an existentialist. And the two of them wrote, they lived together, they appreciated each other. But she grew up in a time when, and it's still now, but primarily then, when women were sequestered into certain positions in life. You were supposed to be a mother, a homemaker, and so on. You know, being a uh, philosopher wasn't part of that. So he became famous, and she really didn't quite catch his fame. She worked long and hard on being able to see the truth about who women were, that they were equals, and to be able to start treating people as equals. She extended that out into all life itself. What she found was that, you know, there's truth hidden under tradition, hidden under what people have done for years and years and generations. And it's hidden. Just like, you know, women are equal to men. Um, even in today's society, it's not 100% true. Matter of fact, it's much less than that. But there's truth that we need to expose, we need to look for, we need to find it and then expand upon it. Because all we're doing otherwise is proliferating lies. And today's talk is about truth. And, you know, one of the qualities that I always look for in a friend, in any type of relationship, was honesty. Someone who I could depend on when they told me they would do something, they would do it. I could depend on it. They said they were going to do it, they're going to do it. You know, I grew up in New York City, and people in New York are very outspoken. They're very rough in a lot of ways. But what you find is they're very honest. They'll tell you exactly what they feel. And if they tell you they're going to do something, they do it. I remember an old friend of mine, we hadn't seen each other in quite a while, and he said to me, listen, we got to see each other more often. I'm going to be in town next July on the 14th of July. Let's meet here in Times Square, underneath where the ball drops. Let's meet here at 1 o'clock and then go have lunch and spend the day together a year from now. Well, I showed up. There he was. When I came out to Los Angeles, I would make lunch appointments with people one day and tell them I'll see you tomorrow. I had to call them up the next day to be sure that they were going to be there. And a lot of times they would say, oh, I forgot. I'm glad you called me. It's a different attitude. To me, honesty and truth have a very high level in my perception of myself and others, how I relate to people. When someone says that something's true, I want to believe it. I don't want to have to doubt that the person's telling me truth. And that's for many, many years, that was the way that I lived my life with people. I automatically believed that what they told me was true because that's the standard. That's our gold standard, is to be able to tell the truth all the time. Fast forward to today. That's not what's happening right now. There seems to be degrees of truth. There's degrees of lies. Oh, it's only a white lie. That wasn't really, lie. That was I don't believe in any of that stuff. If you are honest and truthful, you're honest and truthful. Everything else is an untruth. Where we are right now in society tells me that I can't trust what I'm hearing on the news. I can't trust what I'm hearing elected officials tell me. I can't trust what the government says about health issues and so on. Why? Because time after time after time, it's been proven that what they're saying is not true. Telling lies over and over and over again has been a method for governments and people to have people accept those lies. This was very prevalent during the 1930s, 36, when Hitler was coming to power in Germany. He told lies over and over. The the most powerful race in the world, the most intelligent, the strongest, the most physically fit was the Aryan race. Everyone else was on a scale down lower. In 1936, they had the Olympics in Berlin, and there Hitler was presiding over the opening of the Olympics. And there was a young American, an African American named Jesse Owens. He was diametrically opposed to what Hitler was talking about. He was a man who was an extremely talented runner and had amazing abilities in this Olympics. He actually won, I believe, 4 or maybe 5 gold medals, and he broke 3 world records. This totally disproved what Hitler was talking about, that only the Aryan race was the strongest and the smartest and the best. Hitler wouldn't even shake his hand. But Hitler's lies about Jewish people, about anybody who wasn't Aryan, went over and over and over again how they needed to eliminate these people from the race. And he did. People began to believe it. That same tactic is happening right now, where lies are being told about everybody and everything. And they're told over and over again. And there is a majority of people that believe them, that have gotten to a point of acquiescence, saying, you know, it's been said so many times, it must be true. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be part of that acquiescence. We want to look for truth. We want to speak truth. And we need to be able to stop, listen to something that's been said, and be willing to stand up and say, that's not true. Be willing to say that not only that's not true, this is the truth. You're not going to get away with saying this over and over again and expect that I believe you and that everyone else around you believes you. We're at a turning point right now. This is not a joke. This is probably the biggest shift that the American people has ever seen in their government and in the people who run it. People who lie, people who are taking bribes, stealing, people who are destroying the fabric of what this country was supposed to be about. Now, in the beginning, when it was created, not everyone was looked upon as equal. And that's still pretty true today. But things continue. They've continued to get better and better and better until this past year in particular. Because everything that has been brought forth to try to create equality has been systematically torn down, saying that in lies, untruths, that this isn't needed, this isn't true, this isn't. We're trying to take all of the advances that we've made, not just in social and social, economic, and emotional structures, and let it all go. If you look at the United States on the world stage right now, we're being laughed at. And one of the reasons why we're being laughed at is because the people in charge are not telling truths. Let's take the war that's going on right now in Iran. Just months before that war, we were told by the head of this country that every bit of nuclear materials was totally wiped out and destroyed. Totally wiped out and destroyed. And then we get told less than 2 months ago that Iran had enough nuclear material to build a bomb and that we had to attack them to stop it. You can't have it both ways. You can't say one is one word, this is my truth, and then you say the opposite a couple of months later. Circumstances can change, but truth doesn't change. This is where all of us have to be very focused, very clear that there's an equality that's here with us all. It doesn't matter whether you are what race you are, what sexual preference you are, what religion you are, what physical capabilities or lack of capabilities you have. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all part of this one race. It's the human race. And right now, we're being systematically lied to and torn apart. The divisions that have been created, I've never seen in my lifetime, nor have I read in history. It's time for us to act. Because there's no exceptions here. It's every one of our responsibility when we hear something that's not true to stop and not just let it go by. It's time to say, that's not true. It's time to say, this is the truth. It's time for each one of us to stand up for truth. Because if we don't do it now, I truly believe that this country will fall to the wayside. We have torn this in 1 year. It's amazing. In 1 year, liberties, just about every structure that has been so ardently fought for, of truth, liberty, the pursuit of happiness for everyone, has been torn apart. If you're not a billionaire, you're nobody here. Well, it was wonderful this past week to see that the billionaires lost out in an election. They lost out in Hungary. The same thing that is the playbook for this country right now is what Viktor Orban did in Hungary. He shut down the opposing media, all of it, the papers, the news, the internet, and so on. He shut that all down. He and his billionaire supporters brought in and changed laws to constrict everyone so that the billionaires were making money and that the average person was not. It touched my heart to see that people would stand up and overwhelmingly vote him out. It gave me hope. It's time for us to act here. Change is something that's constant in life. We've witnessed some drastic changes this past year. Well, it's time for us to create change again this year. To not take lies anymore, not to just sit back and to accept them, to state that they're not true, to be willing to talk and say the truth no matter what. And to be willing to do this all the time. I have a dear friend who, he and I are on the well opposite ends of the political spectrum. And we see each other every week in the gym. And yesterday we had a really honest, long talk. And for the first time, I actually heard him say, yeah, you're right. This war, it's created havoc in the economy. It was never needed. The first time, that gives me hope. And it gives me a reason to be saying the things to you people, because I'm talking to the choir here, I know that. But it's you that have to be willing to stand up and say, no more lies. No more lies. I won't accept lies anymore. And we do that two ways, by saying things and by voting. Just like they did in Hungary. It was a 77% vote in Hungary. That's huge. You know, our standard elections, do you know how many people we actually get to vote here? Somewhere around 34%. We need to get everyone to stand up and say, no more. And this is the way we say it. We say it at the ballot box. So this is not a political piece. It may sound that way right now, but it's not political. It's about truth. It's about working with truth. I put the article that I write on Facebook to about 15, 20 different groups of people, plus my own and Love and Understanding Facebook page. I had a flood of people just saying, yes, I absolutely agree. It's time for truth. I mean, I don't think I've ever been flooded that way before. It's amazing that people have finally come to their awakening to say enough is enough. No more. So let's hold that in our heart. Let's every one of us recognize that it's our problem. It's not, you can't delegate the responsibility for this. It's each one of us. And when we do, we will make that difference. So let's get still for a moment. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Follow what I do. Embrace the truth of brotherly love. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And watch the light of spirit shine and guide our way. You are the way, the truth, and the light. Don't ever forget that. And every time that we practice truth, we are breaking the crystalline structure of lies and letting it shatter like glass. You know, we can have different opinions about a lot of different things. But truth is truth is truth. And there's no opinion about truth. There's facts behind it. There's reality behind it. We are brothers and sisters. Take a look at our DNA. There's facts behind this truth. Don't accept lies. Call them out. And then do what you need to do. Participate. Be part of the solution instead of sitting back and being part of the problem. Allowing the problem to expand. That's what a lot of people do. Now is the time. We've watched our brothers and sisters be exported to different countries. We've watched as people were killed in the streets for saying that this isn't right. We've watched as the media has been bought up by billionaires to only broadcast what they want to hear. We've watched as colleges that have been the independent source of thinking for the beginning of time, they have been under attack because if they say anything, they get sued. It's been a very interesting time. And it's a time that's waking us all up. It's allowing us to be really clear. It's a time for change. Not the minuscule pieces of change that we've done in the past, but real change. Willing to treat everyone as we want to be treated. Willing to see everyone through the eyes of God, knowing that every one of us are connected together. And what I do to my brother or sister, I do to me. That's what Jesus taught. It's so interesting that everyone seems to forget. They're these nationalist Christians, and they don't even know what Jesus taught, because they certainly don't practice it. Let's practice this. Every traditional religion has the same pieces there. Loving your brother and sister, taking care of each other. It doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, whatever you are. Every traditional religion has the same idea. Let's live it. It's our choice. And I choose truth. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. Go ahead.
Welcome to the age of opinion, where the lies that get repeated claim dominion, divided in a world of separation. We are caught between hope and desperation. And so it is, or so it seems to me. The truth today ain't what it used to be. In truth, the truth is always breaking through, not always fair, but always true. The truth will always stand and testify, refusing to defend or justify. Somewhere between our fate and our destiny, the truth waits patiently for you and me. And still it's true, the truth is always passing through, not always fair, but always true. In truth, the truth is always breaking through, not always fair, but always true. Truth is always passing through, the truth is always breaking through, the truth is always breaking through. The truth is always breaking through. In truth, the truth is always breaking through.
Thank you, brother. That was a nice new song. I like that. Thank you. This is our conscious sharing time. I'm going to put the donation information up. There's multiple ways to share with us. You can go to our website and make a secure donation on PayPal, and Venmo, Zelle, send a check. But as I always say, the most important gift that you give is your love, because it's that love that always returns to multiply in the form that you need. So when you send love, you receive it. So just put your hands on your heart for a second, symbolically recognizing that the place from which love emanates are heart, heart to heart, soul to soul. Thank you for it. And so it is. Amen. Yeah. I'm going to put up the prayer of protection for us to say too. So this is James Dillard Freeman's prayer of protection. I'd like us all to say this together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Well, thank you for being with us today. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, this is not the end of our service. Everybody who's online right now, when we stop the recording, has an opportunity to share their insights. We learn from each other. So that's something different that we do than most other services. We give you an opportunity to say what's on your mind. And you don't have to say anything, but you also get an opportunity to hear what other people think. So if you like, please join us. The website that you saw on the screen, www.loveingyou.org, if you go to that any Sunday, you'll see on the right-hand side the topic for the week, and halfway down that page is a Zoom link. Anytime before 9:50 a.m. Pacific time, press the link, you're let into the room, you're part of this. We'd love to have you. We'd love to hear what you have to say. So let's finish off with a prayer, and then we're going to go into our sharing time. So how grateful I am for so much in my life, including the wonderful new song that Brother Ray put together for today. To really know that truth is so important. It's not hoping for things. It's not wishing things to happen. It's not looking for things that can't happen. It's truth. And the basic truth is that you and I and everyone are connected together. And from that oneness, anything is possible. This earth is here for us to be able to expand our awareness, to support each other, to love each other. And when we practice that truth, our lives become fuller, more expressive, and that everything we do has purpose and meaning. Truth. That's where I am. That's where I will always be. To know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. I'm going to stop the recording and we're going to go into our sharing time.